You've never seen Don's Plum in America, and there's a reason. Shot in 6 nights, banned for decades, and buried under legal silence, this indie film exposed more truth than anyone intended. Reports say Leonardo and Tobey objected to its release, leading to limited distribution outside North America. But what scene inside that diner changed Hollywood's golden boys forever, and who kept the real?
Shocking to hear that my friends lied to me in my face.
It's just absurd. It's absurdity.
Two teenagers made a promise that changed Hollywood forever. In 1989, a 14-year-old Leonardo DiCaprio and a 13-year-old Tobey Maguire sat in the same waiting room at a Los Angeles casting office. They were just kids chasing bit parts that paid $50 to $100 per day. Both came from working-class families. Leo's mother, Ermeline, typed at a law office. Toby's mother, Wendy, juggled clerical jobs. Each averaged 15 auditions a month through the early 90s, often for the same TV pilots like Parenthood and Life Stories, Families in Crisis. According to casting sheets from that era, their names appeared on the same callback lists at least 9 times between 1988 and 1991. One afternoon, after a failed sitcom tryout, Leo reportedly told Tobey, "Whoever makes it first pulls the other up." That casual vow became legend. Within 2 years, Leo landed this boy's life opposite Robert De Niro and pushed for Tobey to get a small scene. It was cut from the final film, but the gesture proved his word. By 1994, Leo was earning $75,000 for What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
I killed him, Gilbert. I killed him.
Tobey was still booking under $800 TV guest spots. But what happens when one dreamer rockets into superstardom while the other waits at the gate? That imbalance would soon rewrite both of their lives. By 1997, Titanic turned DiCaprio into a global name, grossing over $2.2 billion worldwide. Tobey, now 22, was filming Pleasantville. Fame could have separated them, yet the opposite happened. They built a brotherhood. The press dubbed it the Pussy Posse, after a New York Magazine article chronicled their nightlife. According to a 1998 New York Magazine profile, the group, which included several rising Hollywood figures, was often seen together at clubs like the Viper Room. The article described their outings as networking rather than wild partying, exchanging contacts, trading audition tips, sharing scripts. What secret agreement kept this young crew untouchable when tabloids hunted them nightly? DiCaprio, then 23, used his influence to help his friends get auditions. He brought Tobey to producer meetings for the Cider House Rules and recommended him for Ride with the Devil. Public fascination grew. Search trends from 1998 show their names spiking 240% together after the Titanic press tour. Yet success carried an undercurrent. Critics saw arrogance where there was mostly armor. The more famous Leo became, the harder Tobey worked to maintain his own path. Behind the laughter and tabloid noise, a film project awaited them both, a project that would almost end their friendship. There was an unreleased film called Don's Plum between 1995 and 1996. Leo and Tobey joined friends in shooting a small, improvised black and white indie called Don's Plum. The production budget was under $25,000, shot in Los Angeles over 6 weekend nights. Director R.D. Robb described it as a diner conversation that spiraled into therapy. Both actors ad-libbed freely. One scene allegedly ran 14 minutes without cuts. When Titanic exploded in 1997, the project resurfaced, and producers sought distribution. That's when everything froze. Court filings from 1998 confirmed DiCaprio and Maguire objected, claiming they believed it to be a short film made for friends. A 2001 injunction allowed limited release outside North America. In Berlin, the version shown ran 83 minutes, missing several controversial exchanges. Fans have long speculated about what was said in the film that made the actors prefer to keep it private. Some insiders whispered it wasn't scandalous at all, just brutally honest portrayals of their youth. Regardless, that legal fight carved the first real crack in their partnership. Leo avoided public comment for years. Tobey quietly moved toward prestige roles, earning $650,000 for the Cider House Rules. The film's legend lived online, fueling message board theories about lost signs and unspoken promises. Little did they know, another kind of gamble would soon pull them back together, an underground poker night that tested everything. By the late 2000s, Maguire's face appeared not on red carpets, but at velvet-draped poker tables. Between 2006 and 2011, he reportedly earned millions in private games hosted at Los Angeles penthouses and Beverly Hills hotels. Stories later chronicled in Molly Bloom's memoir, Molly's Game. Federal investigations in 2011 revealed that these celebrity tables exchanged pots exceeding $100,000 in a single night. In Molly's Game, author Molly Bloom described Tobey Maguire as a serious competitor at high-stakes poker tables, recounting moments that showed his strategic side. Yet those close to him insisted he treated the games like chess, not vice. Reports at the time mentioned DiCaprio's presence at some games, though there is no evidence he was involved in any wrongdoing. They maintained contact, Leo checking in when headlines grew tense. Was this loyalty a repayment of that 1989 promise, or quiet damage control by Hollywood's most watched actor? At the same time, Leo was filming Inception, earning $59 million that year, while Tobey focused on production. The contrast between their public images, Leo's global activism versus Tobey's guarded privacy, added new tension. Still, neither spoke against the other. That silence, rare in fame, said more than any statement could, and soon the mask of loyalty would take a literal turn. On the screen in a suit made of red and blue threads, the Spider-Man movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio almost became a hit. Few Spider-Man fans know that in 1992, director James Cameron drafted a Spider-Man script with Leonardo DiCaprio in mind for Peter Parker. When licensing disputes stalled the project, the idea slept until 2000, when Sam Raimi revived it and cast Tobey Maguire instead. The first Spider-Man grossed $825 million worldwide, turning Tobey into one of the highest paid actors of the decade, earning $4 million up front and over $17 million total with bonuses. Fans have often wondered how DiCaprio felt seeing his friend take on the role of Spider-Man, a part he was once considered for. Cameron later confirmed in a Collider interview that he once discussed the role with DiCaprio, but sensed he wasn't ready for that kind of franchise weight. Meanwhile, Leo attended the premiere discreetly, sitting away from press cameras. Their friendship bent under the paradox, one destined for auteur dramas, the other trapped in blockbuster cycles. Yet privately, Leo praised Tobey's focus and humility, calling him a real craftsman during a 2003 Rolling Stone conversation. Even fame couldn't rewrite the original pact, but success sometimes isolates even loyal hearts, and what followed tested that bond in quieter, darker ways. The night a friend answered when no one else did in 2008 during the long shoot of Revolutionary Road, Leonardo DiCaprio was exhausted. He'd been working 18-hour days under Sam Mendes' strict schedule, and paparazzi followed him everywhere. A report in Entertainment Weekly later mentioned he took a private 2-week break afterward, vanishing from Los Angeles. According to unverified accounts from people close to them, the two reportedly reconnected during a quiet period in 2008, spending time away from Hollywood. Maguire at that point was recovering from a back injury during Spider-Man 3 reshoots and had quietly turned to meditation. The two men reconnected over simplicity, surfing early mornings, discussing environmental news, and avoiding publicity. DiCaprio's staff logged logged several private calls with Tobey throughout 2008 to 2009, coinciding with Leo's foundation launching its first ocean preservation project. Why did these quiet, almost invisible moments matter more than all the headlines that came before? Because beneath every photograph of Leo smiling at premieres was the reminder that someone knew him before the chaos. That friendship became his grounding line. Years later, when Baz Luhrmann prepared The Great Gatsby, he noticed it instantly. The shorthand between them that only history could script. Gatsby reunion that almost never happened. Baz Luhrmann's The Great Gatsby began pre-production in 2010. Studios questioned pairing DiCaprio and Maguire again after the Don's Plum myth lingered online, but Luhrmann pushed through. He wanted real chemistry, not rehearsed cordiality. Filming started in Sydney in 2011, costing $105 million. The director recalled how the pair often spoke in shorthand. Tobey finished Leo's sentences, a rhythm built from decades. Their shared workload was immense. 117 days on set, 5 costume fittings per week, endless rehearsals for party scenes with over 600 extras. Yet under the glamour, they rediscovered trust. Crew diaries note that Leo gifted Tobey an annotated copy of Fitzgerald's 1925 novel, marked with notes about greed and loneliness. Tobey kept it in his trailer all through production. What did that gift really mean? A token or an apology folded in paper? After release in 2013, Gatsby grossed $353 million worldwide, their first collaboration in 20 years. During a press interview in Cannes, Tobey simply said, "It's easy when it's family." Few caught the weight of that line. Their story wasn't about fame meeting fame. It was about two kids keeping a promise made when both were nobodies. It was a quiet decade that fueled loud rumors between 2013 and 2021. They disappeared together from the public eye, no joint interviews, no red carpet shots, not even casual sightings. Online forums turned the silence into drama. Threads speculated feud over 40,000 times, according to Reddit analytics. In truth, DiCaprio was traveling relentlessly for environmental documentaries, while Maguire focused on fatherhood and production credits like Pawn Sacrifice. Statistically, Leo averaged 2 international flights per month for charity events during those years. Tobey logged almost none. That divide birthed headlines suggesting estrangement. Yet donation records from 2016 show both contributing to the same wildfire relief fund anonymously. When they finally appeared courtside at a Lakers game in 2021, social media spikes hit 3.2 million mentions in 48 hours. Why did one photo ignite more emotion than decades of movies? Because people project onto silence. For fans who grew up watching them rise, that single frame of laughter felt like time rewinding. The absence that once fueled rumor now proved resilience. Their next public moment would erase the rest of the doubt in one sunlit photograph. It was the yacht photo that brought the internet to a halt July 2022, Saint-Tropez. A paparazzo captured Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire aboard a 150-foot yacht, laughing mid-conversation. Within hours, the image spread across 36 news outlets, trending in 20 countries. They wore identical Navy caps. Leo's foundation staff confirmed the trip was a charity planning retreat, not a party. Maguire's kids were on board. They were swapping stories about teaching them to swim. Analysts at Variety noted a 270% surge in search traffic for DiCaprio-Maguire friendship that week. Fans dissected body language, Tobey's hand gesture, Leo's smirk, the relaxed posture suggesting years of ease restored. It wasn't a press stunt, just a moment caught mid-laughter that rewrote an entire narrative. What conversation happened right after that flash that we'll never hear recorded? Tabloid reports speculated they shared a lighthearted moment aboard the yacht, joking about how old rumors had finally faded. That casual phrase summed it up. The myths had run their course. The next confirmation, though, would come from Leo himself, in words that ended decades of speculation. During the 2023 press tour for Killers of the Flower Moon, a journalist asked DiCaprio whether he still spoke to Tobey. He smiled and said, "Of course." He's family one calm sentence after years of noise. Entertainment outlets replayed it endlessly. Social feeds clipped those 2 words, "He's family," amassing over 18 million views in 3 days. That quote wasn't strategic. It was the distilled truth of 34 years of intertwined lives. 2 kids from audition rooms, now seasoned veterans with parallel legacies. Tobey had just finished producing Babylon. Leo had raised over $150 million through his foundation. Behind every statistic lies the same pact from 1989. Maybe the secret all along wasn't a feud or a scandal, but how 2 friends quietly outlasted Hollywood's storm. No lawsuit, no gossip, no lost film could rewrite what one sincere line finally confirmed. For fans, it wasn't just closure, it was proof that loyalty can survive fame's glare. One handshake lasting a lifetime. Every story leaves a shadow, and another truth waits just beyond it. Join our circle, subscribe, and step into the next secret unfolding on your screen right now.